Okay, boom. Section 10, episode 574, presented by Underdog Fantasy. The Red Sox are in third place, brewed by Blue Moon. Jake's not here.
Weather look ahead. Brought to you by Billy's.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one, man. I feel like the game ended, probably like 40-ish minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there. I don't think I've taken a normal breath yet. It's mostly just been heavy sighs.
Yep.
A lot of heavy sighs.
47 minutes ago, just to let you know.
Huh?
47 minutes. So you've had 47 minutes of heavy sighs. Yep.
47 minutes of heavy sighs. Yeah, I feel like the last episode, I was like, it's a big week, but I was trying my best to respect the Orioles. I was like, they're playing good ball. Like, I know they're in last place, but like, this is not like a gimme series. Like, I was on with Maz earlier, and he kind of like looped the Orioles in with like bad teams. And I was like, they had a bad first few months, I guess, but like recently they've been playing really good ball. Like, this is not a layup series. I know that the Red Sox are like 17 games over 500 at home coming into today or something like that. But it's just what a shit loss. I mean, over the weekend, I think it got masked by the fact that you still won the series, but that loss on Sunday, that was awful. But you were like, well, still won the series, so it's fine. And then you come into this 2-game set against the O's, and you lose the first game, but tonight's game, I want to say, as far as like pathetic losses go, I don't think a loss ranks higher this year. Is that like recency bias? I feel like leaving the bases loaded 3 straight innings when you had basically your 2, 3, 4 hitters up in all those situations, and then the non-send in the 11th. I feel like this has to be the most pathetic loss of the season.
Well, also, you're coming off of, like we just mentioned, that series finale loss, which ties back to Saturday. It doesn't just tie back to the series finale. That obviously goes back to that situation where you can't get out of the 9th inning and Chapman has to come in. And then that drags into this series. And when we talked about this series coming up, we were honest. We weren't just like, all right, Orioles coming to town, we're going to pummel them. If anything, I think we sounded the alarm a little early, being like, watch out. This could be a sweep. Like, there's a chance that they come in and take both of these games against you. So, no, the way in which they did it, this is not recency bias. This is, especially this part of the season, August 18th, 19th, like, you can't lose games like this. You can't lose games like this at any part of the year, but to lose like this when you're trying to not just stay in that top wildcard spot, you're trying to compete for the division, it's inexcusable to lose a game in this fashion and have the bases loaded 3 straight innings and get 0 runs in those situations and ruin that Nathaniel Lowe homer. Like, that would have been a great moment. Last night of the Jimmy Fun Radio telethon, and then he ties it in the 9th. You win it in extras. You should have just won it in the 9th. To have to be sitting here that, after a sweep via the Orioles is pathetic.
Yeah, I'd definitely throw it up there. The 5-game losing streak that ended in that Brewers series, that felt like hell on earth. The Tigers game where Javier Baez had his like resurgence moment against you and the bullpen blew it 8 different times. Those would be up there. I think this is a little more painful though, because it felt like the Red Sox had shaken a lot of these kind of games where you're going to show up and you get 5 different at-bats with the bases loaded. You can't cash in one single time, especially the 8th inning. Like, to go out there and strike out 3 times in a row like that, that is just something that is very hard to swallow. You got a great start, or a good start, at least results-wise. 6 innings, 2 earned runs from Dustin May. If I told you got that, you would have been thrilled, especially against Trevor Rogers. And I know Trevor Rogers carved him up earlier in the year. Still, you were one of the best teams in the sport against left-handed pitching. Top 2 in baseball in terms of OPS. So between what happened today, what happened yesterday, where, yes, you lost 6-3, that game felt nowhere that close because of what the bullpen did, and it was leaking at the bottom once again. And some of that bled into today as well, and it's just not a good feeling. Rough overall.
Coley.
They lost 5 out of 6 against the Angels in June. This doesn't feel as bad as that did, especially since the sweep against the first 2 out of 3 you lost to the Angels was when you were like trying to fight them pregame and then not backing that up. And then you got swept by them right after the Devers trade, where you had just won a bunch of games in a row. So that felt much worse. There didn't feel like a ton of reason to have hope. Whereas this hurts because you do expect them to be better, and they just aren't. They just aren't. Their bullpen's letting them down where they've been kind of their strong suit for most of the year. And the top of the order just not really getting it done. Like we were talking about before the game or before the recording. The 3 runs you scored, even to force extras, were by a Connor Wong balk, which how many times has he been on third base this year? That had to have been the first time. Like, I don't know.
That's why it was a balk. He's like, wait, is that Connor Wong? And then he
even across the Pacific, like, they know Wong stinks.
Wait, up. This is not legal. We did the nose before he never gets the third.
They came on a Connor Wong forced balk, and then a guy who was on the Nationals 5 days ago hit a home run. Like that, none of the Red Sox performed tonight, as far as I'm concerned. So like it was in extras, but I didn't feel like at any point we were in this game, despite having the bases loaded every inning.
Yeah,
one of the most
the story's been unbelievable. He wins catch up every week. What are you doing swinging there, dude? This guy hasn't come. It's like we were facing someone else had a Jordan Hicks for once, and we were up there just swinging away at balls nowhere near this. Like, what are we doing?
Few things are as frustrating as that when you're sitting at home being like, guys, he can't throw a strike. Take some pitches here. It'll be like a 2-0 count. A really important count is a 1-0 count. Swinging at a ball 1-0 completely changes everything. You would have had 2-0. Now the crowd's getting rowdy. Now all of a sudden you got to walk 2 pitches later. 1-1, you're giving this guy so many chances to get right back in it. And they did that in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. They did that, 7-8 times swinging at balls. It's like, guys, and that's coaching, and as a player, you should know that. Like, you shouldn't have to be told, hey, maybe take a pitch here. You should just know, take the pitch in that situation.
You just look at the offense.
What makes this even more frustrating is the fact that like the Yankees have just started heating up again. It's like
8 homers tonight. It's brutal.
Yeah, they had kind of done you a solid where, I mean, everyone that you were contending with had done you a solid where the nights that the Red Sox were losing, it's like, oh, well, the Jays lost and the Mariners lost. And of course the Yankees lost. They always lose. But I think they've won 7 of 10 or now like 8 of 11 or something like that. So I don't want to say they're back, but like they're playing good baseball right now. And I don't know, call me a Red Sox Bobo, but like, I think playing them in the Bronx this weekend when they're playing good ball could wake the Red Sox up. Like Yankee Stadium gets the juices flowing for any visiting opponent. And I think the Red Sox are probably looking at this now. Like we keep talking about the chemistry on this team. They're a tight-knit group. So I think that this group could be like, man, we just got punched in the jaw by the Orioles. We better wake the fuck up because you know that they're looking at the standings. You know that some of the guys on this team have been on these 500 clubs and they've been on these August fall-off teams. And I mean, I'm looking at Jarren Duran, right? Like, if you're the leader of this team, I expect him to kind of rattle his teammates and be like, hey, we're not fucking fading this year. Like, I'm sick of finishing 500. I'm sick of being in a position in August where it's looking like we have a shot at the playoffs, and then we finish the year nowhere close to being considered a playoff team, and none of those seasons are remembered as an almost playoff team. They're remembered as disappointing seasons. So they're in a spot right now where going into this series, this may or may not be the tipping point where you go in and you play great against the Yankees this weekend. Everyone's going to be right back in. You go in there and you get your asses kicked. I'm finding a place to hide because all the fucking fan reaction is going to be like, we fell for it again. It's another August collapse. And I'm not, who am I to sit here and be like, yeah, you guys are wrong. Like if they fucking get swept in 2 games by Baltimore and lose 3 out of 4 or worse this weekend against the Yankees, who am I to sit here and be like, yeah, you guys are way off on the fact that this could be another like August fall off?
I think you just hope what happened at the beginning of June kind of picks up once again, because that's where your season started in a lot of ways. It was after that Friday night where Walker Buehler got his teeth absolutely kicked in. Saturday and Sunday, you showed out, and that was you kind of getting your season back on track there. This is it. You got to pick yourself up after this stretch here, because the offense, man, we can talk about the pitching, and there's plenty to get into here. You going back to the Astros series, that last game, you scored 1 run. The game you won on that Friday, you scored 2 runs. Yeah, you had the 7-5 game on that Saturday. After that, 3 runs. Like,
the Red Sox were 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position just in this 2-game series. 1 for 19.
When you're talking about this Red Sox team and what's made them great, it's what they've been at Fenway Park, and that's where the offenses got cooking. That's where they've been lethal, and that just hasn't been there really. Call it for the last 6, or I guess really the last 2 series specifically, but you can go back to Houston in that last game where you didn't have enough offense.
Happens too often.
That last game against Houston was what, Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay, so since that last game against Houston, the Red Sox are hitting 189 with a 636 OPS with runners in scoring position. 10 for 53.
Yeah. It's bad. Confirmed bad. They can't get hits when they need to in big situations. And you're going to learn a lot about this team either way this weekend. I'd be surprised if we come out of a 4-gamer in New York, last series in New York, unless, you face off in the postseason there, and not learn a lot about, what this team is made of. I feel like sometimes we overdo that of like, all right, what are they made of? They got to really prove it to us this weekend. This is the weekend they have to prove it to us, because you lose a game like that in that fashion to a team in the division, to your point, Jerry, 6th best record in baseball since the start of June. The Orioles are not bad. They're definitely not a bad team. So anyone out there that's like, how the fuck do you lose the Orioles? It's not about that. It's how you lost. It's the way in which you lost. And not even both of these games. The first game is like, whatever. I feel like those are just going to happen over the course of 162. You just really weren't in it. You
it's
were,
what makes
but
Sunday
then,
frustrating, because that's the game you need to win when you get dominated.
Because you're going to lose some games like Monday. That's just going to happen, and I'm not that pissed about it. But then you go into game 2, and it's like, all right, Walker Buehler's got to be the savior. 4 walks, bunch of traffic. He only gets through 4+ innings, and then you got to pull him out in that situation. So they're going to learn a lot about who they are either way. I think I'm going to stop mentioning the strength of schedule. I bring that up most of these shows. Like, it doesn't really matter who they play. I really don't think it matters who's on the other side. It matters how they play, not how the other team plays. Like, they prevent themselves from going on winning streaks and from winning series. It's pretty rare that they just get dominated on the other side. So even though the Yankees are the only team in playoff position that you play from now until whatever, a month from now, they got to show up. They're going to have to prove that this is a playoff team. You got to win these kind of games in the playoffs. You got to prove to yourself that you can win a game like this in the postseason.
These are the playoffs.
I need
the rest
Duran.
are the playoffs.
35 games left.
I need Duran and I need Story to be the guys that rattle everyone in the fucking clubhouse right now. Like, when you're getting on the bus to go take that,
it is a little tough when
you're
JD just had the game he had. I mean, he fucking
that's fine.
Wasn't great.
I
know.
It's I don't care
And
if
Story.
he had a bad game. It's that he's been on these teams that have faded in August. So he needs to be the guy with Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, who's been to the playoffs every year of his career. That trio of players rally the boys. Because, like, I know the vibes are atrocious right now, but I think that group is pretty good at blocking out the noise, especially with Cora at the helm. They've got to block it all out. They have to be thinking positively. I don't think that they're going to be rattled going into Yankee Stadium. I hope that they're just like, we got to flush that one, go into New York and show people why they believed in us the first place, that they were right. That has to be the mindset.
Yeah. Best thing I can say about this team is I don't think they get rattled. I really don't. I think there's just situations that they don't perform. And it's not because, like, the lights were too bright. It's just that, like I mentioned a couple shows ago, this might have been a month ago at this point, it feels like when they're all going well, they're all going well. And the line is rolling and you're having guys bat twice in an inning. And then when it's like this, it's just no one can get the fucking hit. Like, I think you had the tweet, Jared, and I was like, I hope this isn't true. But it was probably in like the 10th inning where it's like, oh, it's going to be bases loaded again. They're going to leave this loaded, aren't they? And that's when there was one out and then you get the double play. And it's like, yeah, that's what it felt like. It shouldn't feel like that. The Orioles couldn't throw a strike. And you had the bases loaded 3 innings in a row. It shouldn't feel like they're not going to get the hit. But when they have stretches like this, it does feel like they can't get the hit. And that's not a characteristic of a playoff team. It just isn't.
They're also 18th in OPS in Major League Baseball since the All-Star break. It's not a small sample. That's a full month at this point in time, where the offense isn't doing, the top 10 stuff you saw for really the first half of the year. And you start to look, Carlos Narvaez is like teetered off quite a bit. He's not the hitter you had in the first half of the season. Willie Abreu not being in the lineup today, you feel that in a pretty significant way. Abraham Toro, I think everybody's good. Like, he wouldn't have been on this roster if Rob Refsnyder didn't go down the other day. He's probably the next guy off the roster. But watching him go 0 for 5, like, he factors in. Hopefully, Nate Lowe being part of this is able to transform you a little bit. Even Yoshida, we had the conversation last episode. 0 for 8 the last 2 games. Got to be better than that. That's what it is. This offense right now, they can't afford to sit in that mediocre range and be a team that's going to be at least super threatening or more than a fringe playoff team, because eventually the pitching is going to kind of find its water a little bit. I think there's some regression there, and the bats need to step up and kind of make up for that.
One of the biggest things I'm worried about moving forward is that the AL is still pretty weak overall. It's not deep. And so I don't know if they're really going to be pushed a ton in the last week of the season. Like, there's a good chance they go to Toronto and they're still like 5 games out in the division. The division's just over. And they have to prove to themselves that they're just like ready for playoff baseball, because the Guardians aren't good enough to make a run. The Royals and the Rangers aren't really showing that they're going to make some big push.
To the
There's
Royals,
a good chance that the Sox are
in a row.
No, yeah. Either the Royals or the Rangers wouldn't be stunned if they're there at the end of the day. I would be stunned if the Guardians are. But my point being, there is a scenario where these games matter for the Red Sox to prove to themselves that they can matter in the playoffs. Like, just making the playoffs isn't really going to move the needle that much when we can see that they have the talent to be able to actually make a playoff run. You got to use these next 35 games to prove to yourself that you're even worthy of being a playoff team that anyone's going to be worried about. Because there is a scenario where they're not really pushed a ton down the stretch here.
Yeah, it's also, we talked about the first wild card and how important it is if you get in to have home field advantage. Now you are not in possession of that. That belongs to the Yankees. You're going to be playing them this weekend. But we talk about why you need to win that first wild card. That's going to impact what happens in the second and third spot. It's probably going to be decided by a game or two here and there each way. But that's the stuff you kind of harp on and focus on. And as much as we said last episode, I think the Guardians were 4 back and they were the closest at that point to you. They're only 2.5. The Royals are 2.5. They're hot. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They won 5 in a row. The Rangers are pathetic. 6 games out of the friggin' wild card race. I don't know what they're doing. I'll say it every episode.
They got the best ERA in baseball. It's pretty crazy.
I'm hoping they start putting guys on waivers. That's what I'm looking forward to. Let's see if you can get Merrill Kelly at this point in time. If you're willing to eat the money. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Red Sox lose 4-3.
Yeah. Hey, how about underdog, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Where are you guys at in terms of how quickly you think this team can shake this? Because I mean, it's like, I get it's like, okay, yeah, we won that first series against the Marlins. Okay, but the last game was atrocious, and you dropped, was it 2 or 3 straight series going into the Marlins series? 3?
That was 2.
2? 2.
For the Sox, dude? You talking Sox?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to buy time.
Yeah,
I'll
1 and
say-
2 against the Padres, 1 and 2 against the Astros, and then back home.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
2
'cause they
straight
beat the Royals.
series.
If there's one thing I've seen with this team, they've gone on 2 5-game losing streaks and a 6-game losing streak this year. So, like, I don't look at them and say they can't snap out of it, because they've snapped out of it when they looked like it was more than cooked multiple times. Even tonight's game, right? Like, Steve, you mentioned it, the vibes after the Nate Lowe homer. Like, you saw them in the dugout. They're getting loud. You're seeing them feeling it. It felt like one of those special moments. I think this team is resilient. I think that's the best, arguably their best quality out of anything they do. They really do seem, and Cord does it all the time with his hands, how close they are. I think there is somewhat of a special bond there. Like in 21 even, when you saw how close that team was, even as the sky was falling those last 2 months of the year, it felt like somehow they were going to always find a way. And I feel that way with this team, and it's helpful when the AL is what the AL is right now.
There's a reason these losses hurt us the way they do. We went into shows last year being like, God, the season's still going on. That was a different kind of pain. This is because we know what they're capable of. We know what this team can do and what this team can be. So you don't want to see them lose in this fashion. And they know what they can be too. Like, they're very well aware of who's in that clubhouse. I think when the trade deadline came and went, I bet a lot of them were like, yeah, I feel confident in this roster too. I probably wouldn't have made a ton of moves either. Maybe that's delusional, but I think there's a lot of guys in that clubhouse that genuinely believe they have something special and can be something special this year. So I really don't think, weirdly enough, I'm just pissed off tonight. Like, I'm pissed off at what this means just tonight, and just the fact that you technically got swept and that you lost in a fashion that, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen before. I can never remember 8th, 9th, 10th bases loaded, no runs. That's absurd. But I'm not super worried about the carryover. I bet they're going to have a fine off day in New York, do some fun stuff, try to flush it, and come back and be ready for a 4-gamer. If anything, I'm just happy with who's on the mound, because that matters a lot. Like you pointed out, Jared, last show, where we're looking at the pitching matchups and we're like, I don't love this. This isn't great. Like, at least looking at the Yankees series, I feel a lot better about that. And I'm sure they do too.
And you knew Cora tonight was pushing. Like, the short leash on Buehler. He knows he has the off day tomorrow. You 7 relievers. Like, they poured the tank out. This was all hands on deck. Let's see what can happen, at least on the pitching side. Offensively, you can argue it wasn't. You know, they gave Ceddanne Rafaela the mental break until he had to come into the game. Feels like the Red Sox tell you you're not playing that day.
You're playing if they tell you you're not playing.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, T?
To give Rafaela a break?
The day off before the day off?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think for Rafaela, he's looked lost for really since post All-Star break. And that 3-pitch at bat he had the night before, that was a fucking gross at bat. He's chasing. His mechanics are all out of whack. He's doing essentially what he was doing last year and early parts of this year. Whether you want to blame it on second base, center field, whatever it is, he needs a reset. Just needs to get back on track. And that seemed to be what they were going about today. He turned down interviews before the game. Like, it was a full decompress. Like, I don't want to talk to media. I don't want to do anything. I'll come back at it on, what's today? Tuesday. I'll come back on Thursday.
I feel like I have a long pinky. I'm just realizing this is one of the first times I've used the pinky
Lucky.
thing. Hell yeah, man. Long pinky guys. We got to stick together. We're a lucky bunch. I got some Stevie stats just because we're talking Ceddanne. It was interesting by Cora saying that there's a lot right now with Ceddanne. He just thinks like mentally he just needs this, which anytime I see that, I'm always like, okay, he needs it. It's never like a question of does he need it or not. He's like, yeah, he needs the breather. He needs the breather. The 28 games, or let's say previous 28 games. Sorry, I've fucked this stat up big time. 28 games since the break. That was a complete mess up.
Boom.
I flubbed it up. 28 games since the break, 194 batting average. That's bad. A 489 OPS. That's not good. 5 extra base hits and 4 RBIs and 110 plate appearances. The previous 28 games, that's the correct way to say it, a 323 batting average, 1031 OPS, 19 extra base hits and 23 RBIs and 100 plate appearances. So, I mean, that's kind of the Rafaela experience, right? That's what you get with Ceddanne. It's going to be one or the other typically, but you just don't want it to be this much of a lull. This is pretty extended at this point. We're talking about a month sample size here, and it's been really rough to watch. I don't doubt, and Coley, it's a valid point. The whole OPS, second base, OPS, center field, like center field OPS 794, second base is 325. That's anytime it's that notable, it's like, okay, I think it makes a difference. I think that's not a good thing to look at, but either way, it's okay that he gets 2 days here.
Yeah. I mean,
I think even Cora today kind of threw his hands up. He's like, 2 days ago when he spoke about it, he was like, I don't even want to hear it. Like, he's like, don't give me the second base thing. They brought it up again today. He goes, I don't know. He's like, if you have something, bring it to me. I'll look at it. I think he said, I'll put it on my desk and I'll try to figure it out. But it seems like mechanical. It's more than anything. Like, that 7th inning at bat on Monday night was so garbage. Like, those are the very empty Ceddanne Rafaela at bats I remember from a year ago where, dude, you're swinging at pitches that are 3 inches off the plate. Like, you're just putting yourself in these 0-2 holes before the at bat even gets started. Like, we're not seeing those aggressive takes we saw for a couple months. And he'll bounce back. We know what Ceddanne Rafaela is. And hopefully when he goes nuclear, it's September and into October. Because we saw he can help carry a team. Like, he is that hot. He is that dynamic when he's fully right. But I do think this is part of the Rafaela experience where at times, when you have one of the worst chase rates in the league, you're going to get out of whack in a pretty bad way.
And you're going to need some big swing guys. Oh, Jerry.
In the since the All-Star break, a little Jerry stats here. You highlighted Ceddanne Rafaela. I'm gonna put him in a group. Romy Gonzalez, Masataka Yoshida, Connor Wong, Ceddanne Rafaela, Abraham Toro, and Carlos Narvaez collectively in the second half. 198, 239 on base, 310 slug. That's a 550 OPS. So put aside your top 5 hitters, right? Like it's basically Duran, Roman, Bregman, Abreu, and Story. And then the rest of the guys that you're getting, like giving at bats to, they're all hitting like shit. All of them.
And we knew this at the deadline. That's why there were complaints about like not doing anything to help at first base. Like that was one of the loudest things we bitched about. And those signs were all there when you were 2 weeks out from the All-Star break, if that. So like I don't look at it as much of a surprise. And like I said, we have a month stretch here of them being a pretty mediocre offense. And that's what it is when it's that top heavy. And part of those guys you're leaning on is 21-year-old Roman Anthony to be a god, to continue to be a god out of the leadoff spot. Credit to him. He gets the job done and continues to step up, but that's a lot.
Jerry?
Since the All-Star break, Duran, Anthony, Bregman, Abreu, and Story are collectively hitting 278 with a 376 on base and a 479 slug. That's an 855 OPS. So your top half of the order, good. Your bottom half, giving you nothing. Steven?
I'm going to do some baseball analysis here, all right? And this is off of the stats you just gave, Jared. The top half of the lineup is getting on. That means the bottom half of the lineup needs to drive them in.
They're getting off.
They're getting off, like the bases. They're going up to the home plate, and then they're getting back to the dugout, which is bad. Yep. You want them to be getting on base.
On the base,
like,
yeah.
Yep, because the top of the lineup guy's on base, bottom of the lineup guy's off base.
Right.
Bad formula. That doesn't really work out that well. There's been a lot of situations where the guys you listed that have been sucking have been up in huge spots, and they're not doing it. Coley?
Yep.
Of the 5 bases loaded at bats tonight, 4 of them were taken by your 3 and 4 hitters.
That's also a fair point. Yeah. How many cracks did Story get up there? I mean, we're
2.
not going to get on Story. I mean, he just had a walk-off in the last series on Friday.
Because the Red Sox didn't lose this series tonight with the bases loaded. They lost it. We got to call it fair. That was a dirty-ass slide into Gunnar. And Gunnar immediately homered. That was when they lost the series.
Orioles broadcast
was slide.
Orioles broadcast was all over that. Like
by today's
pissed.
Today's standards, that's not like he did that intentionally.
Yeah, but like the rule is that as long as you can touch the bag, you're good. And did
Machado get tossed when Pedroia got injured? No, he didn't, because that was the rule.
Machado went spikes first into his fucking knee.
That was the rule then.
But in today's game where you don't see those slides,
cleat to cleat.
Right, that's not a thing anyone does anymore. I thought it was ballsy considering he's also a shortstop, but that was certainly intentional. And Gunnar immediately took note, and then, I would have liked it like if he'd spiked him more. Like I missed that.
Take him out.
It made me think like Jesus
it was aggressive
Christ,
though for the rules today.
Like double plays get turned so fucking easily today because there's no fear at second base. That was my thought. And then Gunnar promptly hit one 440 into the night sky, and I was like, oh yeah, they're really pissed about that. That's when they lost the series.
I went back and I listened to the Orioles broadcast for a couple innings, and like they were like, Gunnar's not happy. They showed the replay of kind of a look back. And then there was something after the home run too, where he was kind of like obviously being like, oh, how's that fucking taste? Like not to Story in that moment, but clearly a rallying point for him and everyone there. And to Gunnar's credit, dude gets on base at every fucking game he ever plays at Fenway Park. He's built for this ballpark in every way possible.
I mean, it's not against the rules.
No,
you can slide to the right of the bag as long as you can grab the bag. And he
was also
the bag like ended up where his armpit was. He could put his whole arm around the bag.
Yeah, because he had to go across the bag to do that slide.
I mean, if your point is that it pissed him off, valid. If your point is that it was a dirty
that's
spot,
what Coley's saying. That's what Coley's saying. He's
Growing
saying
up
Gunnar
by
took
our
offense.
standards, that was nothing. You would have killed the runner for being like, why didn't you kill that guy? Why is he still able to walk with that weak ass leg? Today's standards, you never see anything like that.
Yeah.
And it clearly motivated the Orioles immediately.
Sure. Either way, TS10. I mean, you go up there against a dude that's walking the world. Like, what are you going up there hacking for? Like, that's.
Was it first pitch?
Third.
What it was a 1-0?
He didn't swing 2-0.
He was up 2-1, wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. What was the first swing? Was it 0-0? Did he swing or was it 1-0? I thought it was 0-0. He swung.
What are we talking right now? The eighth.
Stories at bat with the bases, his second at bat, when the guy was walking the world in front of him. I thought he swung 0-0.
Yeah, he swung 0-1, then 1-1, 2-1, and then grounded out on a slider.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable to swing 0-0.
The changeup was at his ankles. That was the first pitch.
And again, he's the catch-up man for a reason. He's been incredibly clutch for this team all season, really. Bad series.
So, yeah, they had just had 3 walks leading. I don't know if I knew that it was 3 leading up to that story at bat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even in those at bats, guys are swinging at balls, and he still walked them. So it's like he's throwing extra balls in there. And that you just got to have take on that first pitch. In no scenario can you be swinging there.
I know it means nothing now because they lost, but Bregman, I mean, he had some unreal takes in all of those spots. Every time he came up, like if whoever was on the mound missed by a nose hair, he's like, taking it. And credit to the home plate umpire. There were some close calls where the call could have gone either way, and he kind of batted 1,000 in those at bats where it's like you've got guys like Roman, Bregman. They're taking some close pitches. Duran even had some. I think the pitch that I know Duran struck out on 3 pitches the first time, and I think the next time he came up with the bases loaded, there was a really close pitch that he walked on. I forget what the count was. Maybe 3-1. I can't remember.
I think it was 3-1.
But yeah, the pitch that he took for ball 4, very close pitch. And I mean, there are plenty of umpires where those at bats go. I mean, honestly, we fucking should have hoped for it. I would rather have like not loaded the bases and scored 0 runs, but like home plate umpire was he was cooking tonight.
I always love doing like the in 10 scenarios or in like 50 scenarios, like where does this one rank? If you had 10 different umps, you got the ump that gave you the most balls. You definitely got the ump that like called the fewest strikes in those situations. And so to not capitalize on that does suck. I do suppose to that point, though, if a couple of those were strikes, then maybe they're a little pissed off and now they're hacking and then they have a better chance of winning if they're actually swinging the bat and not, instead of just trying to walk in a run. But either way there, I mean, I give him credit because I've actually talked to Duran about this, about like umps that will give you a strike just because they're like, this guy can't really throw a strike. You know what? That was close enough. Let me give him that one. And it was we were talking about that Philly at bat before the Romy Grand Slam because Duran was up, I think, right before that. And I was saying, like, I'm surprised they didn't give you, that he didn't call like a cheap strike on you just because he couldn't throw strikes. Like, yeah, me too. I think the same thing happened in this situation where it's like that 5th pitch, I'm stunned he didn't call it a strike. But Trevor, like, take, brother. That's got to be a take in that situation. Crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Great. He's playing hero ball, which has worked, but it did not tonight.
Yeah, he was feeling it. I think, that 0-0 swing, he had like he was going for Lansdowne. Now that I recall, like it was 100%. It was like, a big uppercut. Yeah, it was a big cut. It was a healthy hack. It was a gangster hack. But yeah, I mean, there were plenty of opportunities for the Red Sox to win this game. They capitalized on none of them. And I mean, like the only thing that would have capped off tonight as a bigger kick to the balls was if Cora did have to go to Campbell. Like if Campbell instead of
thrown out. I thought you were going that way. Okay.
No, if Isaiah Campbell was the guy, like if he came in and gave up a fucking golf ball 2-run home run in the 12th or something like that, that would have been the perfect ending to this game as the most frustrating, most pathetic loss of the season.
I would have preferred that. Like we can't even blame him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not an MLB pitcher.
You can't blame Hicks was nails tonight. You can't even blame the guy who sucks. Wong,
Hicksy?
like, I'm sure you could find a way to blame Wong. I know I could for sure, but
I'm not blaming
he wasn't
Wong.
an
That was a
issue
beautiful
either.
bunt. You know what happened when
Tremendous
Connor
bunt.
Wong laid that bunt down to advance the runner to third base? I said to myself, I don't remember the last time a Red Sox hitter got down a bunt that just looked textbook. You know, you got David Hamilton up there trying to sacrifice bunt, and he's already standing on first base. It's like when you got guys that are striking out trying to bunt. Connor Wong goes up there and he said, "You know what, Skip? Tonight I got you." Lays down the bunt,
Laying it down.
and it was a beautiful bunt. I wanted to point that out.
It felt like to me this was going to be like the 2021 Travis Shaw game. Like that's all I could think about. The minute Lowe homered, I was like, this is it. This is the moment. Like Travis Shaw got claimed off waivers at that time, comes in like third game or whatever it was and hits the walk-off grand slam with your kind of team falling and not being where they need to be. One of the low points of 2021, like Nate Lowe smoking that ball on a line like that. That was a rocket, man. It's painful to let one of those games go away because this just won't be something we can like look back on, or it would have been one of the more magical moments of the season. Like if you're doing the picture on the wall, like Nate Lowe's game tying homer, like that's the picture you're looking at and thinking about. And tough, man. Tough.
And that his post game presser is like, well, you had the homer, but you lost. Like you want to give him that moment too. I don't know. The whole thing sucks. The Eaton play. Have we talked enough about that or at all about that yet?
No.
Okay.
No. Go ahead.
It sucked.
You know what? I gotta drink a Blue Moon before we talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta drink a Blue Moon, man, because it's that what a horrible night. I gotta at least cap it off with a delicious ice cold Blue Moon. Born in a ballpark 30 years ago at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, no baseball date is complete without Blue Moon Belgian White. Blue Moon's bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer drinking experience year-round. And for the occasions when you want a lighter option, reach for Blue Moon Light at only 95 calories and 3.6 grams of carbs per 12 ounces servings. It's a refreshingly light alternative brew with real tangerine peel. Looking for a great tasting non-alcoholic beer? Try Blue Moon Non-Alcoholic, still made with real Valencia orange peel and coriander with just 80 calories. After we're done with this podcast, I think it's going to be a Blue Moon experience for me. Just kind of unwind, get ready for the rest of the week. This week's going to be a grind. It's already been a grind. It's going to be more of a grind coming up. Yeah, you gotta mix in your Blue Moon Lights to just take that little break and just reward yourself. Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, let's talk about this play because I don't want to get caught up in the it looked like clearly he would have been safe. I think the second
that's not the discussion.
The second Cowser lets go of the ball, everyone is like, what the fuck? Like it wasn't even close to being online to the point where I thought the ball was going to get away and he was going to be able to score anyway. Like Nate Eaton just standing there watching the throw. Of course, you're going to listen to Huddy, the third base coach, but like the explanation after the game of like, you know, we did our research. He's got a good arm. Okay. Like you can respect the arm. I totally get that point. But at some point you have to be looking at the outfielder and the same way that you would be an outfielder reading the ball off the bat, be able to read the throw out of the hand. Like if I'm standing there and and you know, Nate Eaton is standing on third base, ready to tag up. Like he doesn't have to go back to the bag. He's just standing there waiting to tag up. The second he uncorks that throw and you see that it's not even fucking close to being online, go. Like the fact that the Red Sox were 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position and had just left the bases loaded twice and it's bases loaded again. Was there 2 outs at that point or 1? 2?
1.
1. Oh yeah, duh. Because how the fuck do you tag with 2 outs?
Yeah.
Correct.
1 out, bases loaded for the 3rd consecutive inning. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've never been a third base coach, so I can't sit here and be like, oh, it's fucking easy. How do you not send them? But the same way that you would read a ball off the bat as an outfielder and be able to track it, I feel like the throw out of the hand from that vantage point, you would likely be able to tell that ball's way off. Like it's not on line at all. Like the catcher is going to have to leave the area code to catch this ball.
Yeah, that reminds me, and I said it before we started, 2014, like the Pedroia Mike Carp line out where Pedroia is like halfway down the line, stops, goes. That was what immediately kind of came to mind for me. But you got to think about what went into that inning. You're sacrifice bunting with Connor Wong. You're already saying, we know we're not cashing in with runners in scoring position. You were 0 for 13 today, 1 for 19, like you said in the series. That's the mindset you need to be playing with. And yes, Colton Cowser, fucking hose, 95th percentile arm strength. Guess what Nate Eaton's sprint speed is? 95th percentile. He's on the team because he's fast and he does well against lefties, but mostly because, you know, the athleticism, you can do some interesting things with him late in games. Take the chance. That's a power on power. You guys both have the advantage. See who's going to win because you're not coming up with the big hit that day. Now, people are going to say, well, Alex Bregman was up. So are you going to take the bat out of the guy in Alex Bregman? Yeah, you're taking the risk. I will take the speed and I will look at the game and see that you aren't cashing in. Fuck it. Go all the way and let's see if you can score. And Colton Cowser, not a natural center fielder. Yes, I know it's a good arm out there. Just take the chance. I think with Nate Eaton in that spot, you got to be more aggressive based on how the game went and the series.
When you're talking about planning ahead, I hated the answer, really hated the answer of like before the game we had scouted it, so we're not going. It's all got to be situational. You got to have the game situation at the front of mind, and that.
What was waiting in the bullpen?
Play. Nothing.
That's it.
Absolutely
so go.
Nothing.
It's game. You need to go.
Nobody that can come out of that pen that you feel good about at that point, because Walker Buehler never goes deep. Everybody had to pitch in this game. Also, when it's an all hands on deck game, you're being aggressive. Why would you not then be aggressive base running wise? Be aggressive with the tag. Was talking with Alan Peralt before that half inning happens. And we're thinking, wait, who's at second? Oh, Toro? They got to pinch hit Nate Eaton for Toro, or pinch run Nate Eaton for Toro. It makes no sense to have Toro in that situation. You pinch run Nate Eaton for Abraham Toro so you can tag on that situation. You want to be able to tag in those 50-50 zones, and it makes absolutely no sense to me why they don't send him. And then afterwards, Hudson saying like, oh, it would have been a bang-bang play. I would have loved a bang-bang play. Yeah, bang-bang play.
Yes, that's why. Go.
I'll sign up. The way this fucking game's gone, I'll love a bang-bang play in that situation because you can't get anybody home. And the most probable scenario to get a player home in 3 straight bases-loaded situations, give me a sac fly on a guy that's in the middle of the outfield and has a really good arm. I would way rather that situation. Now, Coley had mentioned before the show, and I fully agree, that as a fan, you got to stick with whatever your initial instinct was. When that ball was in the air, by the way, off the bat, I thought that was like a fly out to short. I did not think that had as much gas as it had.
Yeah.
Way deeper than I thought. So once you're seeing where that ball's going, I'm saying, gotta tag here, gotta tag here, gotta tag here. Whatever your thoughts are there, you gotta stick with that. The throw should not factor into what you thought they should have done because that's all after the fact. But the fact that the throw goes to Kansas obviously makes it a little bit trickier in terms of how you break down the play. But I can't believe they didn't send him there. Like, forget what you planned before the game. This is obviously a game in which everything's against you. Be aggressive. Try to force it a little bit and tie it there, and then maybe Breggy hits a walk-off homer. It's brutal. I can't believe they kept him at third. Cannot believe they didn't send him. Insane. Red Sox was 4.
It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Cora was he did that double down thing, and T, I know you know that. You all know this because we watch the post games, but Cora rarely does this, where he'll give an answer to Castillo, who's mumbles McGee over there, or whoever asked the question. And he'll be a little stern in the first answer, almost in a way to say, like, please don't ask me this again. And they did follow up, and he was like, this was the plan before the game. This is what we're going with. That's what we did. Even though the follow-up was valid of, like, was it Nate Eaton being distracted by the third baseman? Was it Nate Eaton's decision to not go because he's got a bad jump? These are questions I would want answered there. And instead, it's just, this was our plan before the game. I hate that. I hate that because it's In this game, you need to be aggressive, and they weren't, and you lose games like that, and you're a losing team if you do stuff like that.
Yeah, and you got to think in Cora's shoes, like, he's not going to be like, yeah, should have sent him. He's not going to throw Kyle Hudson underneath the bus and be like, that was a bad send. I don't know what he was doing there. Hey, this was our scouting. This was our decision. If Nate Eaton just took off there and just went and just was like, I'm going, like, is he going to sit there and say, oh, that was a bad decision by Nate Eaton? He'll go, no, he went for it. He tried to push. So it's like one of those situations. Could Hudson have told him whether when the ball came in and it was off home plate, go, sure. To me, it's just, if it's a 50-50 play and you can't score, take your chance.
Jerry?
Kind of a separate line of thinking, but do you think that if that were, like, for example, not just to isolate one player, just giving you an example, do you think if that were Jarren Duran on third base that he would have just went? Like, do you think because Nate Eaton just got called up and he's
Romy
like,
Gonzalez definitely goes.
I'm not a guy on this team, I'm going to do what I'm told, versus a guy that's been grinding on the roster all year and it's like, fuck it, like, I'm taking this into my own hands because, and if it doesn't work out, then that's on me, and I have enough clout in this clubhouse to where I can look my teammates in the eye at the end of the day and say, fuck, man, like, I just want to win the game, whereas Nate Eaton's just going to fall in line and do what he's told.
Also, a guy in Jarren who's obviously not just played in all of this game, but plays in all of every game and has a feel for the game while it's going on. Nate Eaton's been on the bench the whole game and pinch runs for Toro, and it's like, I don't know. All right, we're staying. We're holding. Okay, I'll hold. That's a good point. I think if that's Duran, he just goes. Even if he gets held up there, I think he's like, no, we need this run right now, and if I get thrown out, I get thrown out.
I think there's a few guys that probably just go. Like, I think Romy just goes. I think Story probably just goes.
Breggy obviously stays, but
I think maybe Ceddanne, like, maybe he goes. I don't know.
Highly likely.
Like, I just think if you can simulate that scenario with every player on the team standing at third base, I don't think every player stays, even if they're told to.
No,
dude,
and you look at Cora.
Real quick, T, there's a chance that they play that game. If they simulated that game 100 times with what happened, the bases loaded, like the tag up, there's a chance that's like the only time they lose. I don't want to, that's probably too aggressive. I don't think they win 99 out of 100, but you might win like 90 out of 100 of those situations, and they happen to be in the one gap where you don't. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I remember there was a story after the Tiger series where Cora talked about talking with his brother and what the Tigers were doing and learning from their aggressive kind of just behavior on the base paths, how they go about a lot of things. And it felt like a lot of the identity of this team and what they've been building for really throughout Alex Cora's tenure was to get another team with the athleticism that they once had, that could go out there and take the extra bag and be athletic and do these different things. This felt like a spot where that identity should play, like we've seen it so many times this year. And for whatever reason, whether it was Eaton being nervous, whether it was Hudson telling him to stop, whether it was just pregame planning, it felt like that was a very non-2025 Red Sox moment in terms of their aggression and how they've been on the base pass.
They did immediately point to the third baseman. It was like, oh, he was blocking his view. It's like, guy, like, that happens. That's baseball. Like, if anything, I would actually want my third baseman to be doing that so that you don't get a good view and don't know when to jump. So if we're going to point that out immediately, it's like, no, this is on you. This isn't on the fucking Orioles.
I did have this thought, which is completely, separate and maybe irrelevant and pointless, but just because of how pissed off I was after that loss, I always find it admirable because I know that Cora really cares about wins and losses and the team doing well. Maybe it's just experience of the job and being in the game for, as a player first, obviously, and then a bench coach and a manager. And he's obviously managed like the winter leagues and stuff like that. But losing a game like that and then being able to sit in front of the media like 10, 15 minutes afterwards and just be like calm and not like, because if I would be so agitated, like sitting there asking questions about that loss, I would have just like, I'm too emotional to like, if you were to ask me questions about that loss in the immediate, I'm going to say some shit that just maybe A, I don't mean, B, I regret, C, I shouldn't have said.
Jared, why don't you send him there? I just kind of feel like you should have sent him in that situation.
I don't know why we didn't send him. I mean, the throw is terrible. I mean, I feel like you just got to look at the fucking outfielder and be like, well, that throw's nowhere fucking close, and make a decision. You're in the big leagues, right? Like, you can just go if you want to. Like, What are you going to do? You're going to get yelled at for scoring the tying run in extra innings? Like, that's crazy.
Quick follow-up on your third base coach. What do you think he's doing there? What's going through his mind?
I don't know. I clearly don't know what's going through his mind because I feel like we should be playing this game right now. At the very least, it should be tied. I definitely don't think we would have won the game by now because we can't get a fucking hit with runners in scoring position to save our lives out there. What the fuck was that, Trevor? Dude hasn't thrown a strike all night. You're up there hacking 0-0. The fuck was that? Why don't we load the bases again like a bunch of assholes and see if we can score another run? How about when we get to the 13th inning, it's just automatically load the fucking bases. We still won't score, but at the very least, we should be in a tie game right now.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Go fuck yourself.
It was rough. Now, I did notice that. I was paying close attention to the Cora presser because I was like, of all pressers this year, one for him to be a little bit chippy, this would have been the one. And he only kind of got aggressive on that one, just kind of getting a little defensive about what their plan was on the tag up. But outside of that, I think he handled it well as you can. I would have been super pissed.
Nesson just put out the Kyle Hudson audio, and he took full. That's the decision I made. Obviously, the throw was offline. We got to live with it.
To me so I live with it instead.
Yeah, send it on.
It is what it is at this point. In your DMs.
Down in the DM, it go down.
All right, here we go. Kyle Hudson.
Alex was just saying that those types of things
Mumbles
are,
McGee.
Scouting before the series and, who's got the, armed challenge and who doesn't. Is that just what was going through the decision there?
Yeah, I mean, staying with the play the whole time, watching the play develop, understanding, the work that went into it, understanding that's an impact arm in center field. And, you see the play develop and you use your instincts and you make the decision. And that's the decision I made. Obviously, the throw was offline. And, we got to live with it, and I live with it. And, it is what it is at this point.
How hard is it sometimes to kind of balance out his arm versus Nate's speed?
Yeah, I mean, I know Nate really well, obviously, and we know how fast he is, right? And so all that comes into play. In that moment right there, I felt like he was close enough, and with, obviously the advanced work that I've done, I felt like he had a good shot to be able to, make it a play, and that's the decision I made in the moment, and I live with that decision.
Kyle, in the moment, how much are you taking into account the depth of the fly ball? I mean, even with Kaiser having the impact arm, how much?
That's the least important thing.
I'm pretty sure that's the entire job.
Yeah, I think it's a huge variable. It's a huge variable, and I thought with his
That's
arm
a wild
and the arm
question.
that he has, and
It is
distance that
the
he was from home
variable.
plate, I thought that he had a good chance to, make a play at home plate, and so that's why I made the decision I did.
How much are you factoring in the Fenway Frank sales on the night as that ball's in the air? Like, come on, man.
So if it were a home run, would you send them, or you're holding them there? What are you factoring in with the ball in play?
If there was a fly ball pop up to the shortstop, you sending them there? You sending them?
You're probably
I feel
factoring in the
bad.
distance, right, of the ball in that situation.
I
think
feel
so.
bad for Huddy because clearly this is not a person that's used to having a swarm of media in front of him. And he has a job where the only time that media wants to talk to you is when you do something that they deemed you fucked up. Like, no
What a
one.
send.
You do not.
I've never heard that.
You do
On
not
that
have
sense, what's going
McAdam
through your
and
mind? 'Cause you crushed
Castillo.
it, brother.
Yeah, like they're not at your locker being like, man, what a fucking send. Walk me through the decision. Like, it's just not happening. I feel bad, man. That's a tough spot.
I'm not
At
gonna lie.
what
I'm
point
kind of.
did you
I know I
he
just
was gonna
mentioned it,
score? 11 o'clock, 12? When did you know he was bringing it all the way home?
dude. I am dying over. Was the distance of the fly ball factoring into it? It's like what else
Insane.
factors into it? I mean, that's
Insane.
literally the decision.
If he dropped it, were you holding him? What was?
Yeah. Let's say he throws it over the monster. Like, what do you do? Have you ever seen that before?
Separate thought. One of my buddies just texted me and said, "Is Duran going to get more shit for this one, or will it slide by?" And
He
he's
was chirping
referring
at it,
to
man.
when he struck out with the bases
Yeah.
loaded on 3 pitches. He said, "Shut the fuck up, pussy."
That's
It's like,
his go-to. Yeah, he
that's
like,
a
well, his new
Tuesday,
go-to.
dude. What do you? Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's yeah.
We
like,
see a
there's-
couple of those this year.
yeah, like that's a, you know, I feel like the people that hate Duran are going to be like, grow up. But it's like, I would do that. Come on. Like,
Coley?
If I'm just going to throw this out there to the panel, if Brian Bayo perhaps had a moment where he didn't do well and then said, "Shut the fuck up, pussy," how would you guys respond to that? Would it be like, that's just classic Brian? Or would you be like, this guy's going to fucking grow up, he's going to get it together, he's too emotional? What do you think you guys would say?
I would say the situations are not comparable.
Well, the people,
one of the guys is better.
Don't typically do those things. Bayo's just not normally saying that. I basically grade someone off of like expectation of what you're going to say, and I saw that exact quote out of Jaron's mouth and did not flinch for a second.
It's not the what, it's the when. It was never, I can't believe Brian Bayo said that. It was, man, he didn't perform and then he shit on himself because he thinks he's supposed to be better. I believe that's what I've heard on this program.
I think you can't compare position players and pitchers.
Right, like, pitchers should act like that more than position players. I agree.
No,
but
because
the history of baseball, you can think of more fiery pitchers than you can hitters. Fact.
Sure, but like I think if Duran came up and hit a walk-off grand slam in the 11th, then he can cross home plate and be like, "See, you pussy, you should have shut the fuck up when I told you." Whereas like
sure,
Bayo, I don't even know why we're talking about Bayo right now. But like last year when he would have his emotional outbursts, it would be when he was awful. Like you can have an awful,
which is when Duran has them.
Yeah, but you can have an awful at bat and you still have 5 in the game. Like you have a chance to redeem yourself. But if you go out there and give up 5 earned runs, like it's a bad outing's a bad outing. Like you can't like redeem yourself from that really.
Yeah, a lot of it's how you're doing. And like last year, Bayo, when he was spiking his glove and he was not getting the job done, it was a problem. And he said it was a problem. He's acknowledged it himself and told himself that he had to clean it up.
He's been so much better. There's been none of that this year.
You know, he talked about it, how he had to get his emotions under control. Alex Cora is highlighted as one of the major things. For Jarren Duran, a year ago, when you were an MVP candidate, you got away with it. You saw the first couple months of this year when he wasn't that. No. Overall, though, right? That one was the really bad one.
The Yankees just hit their 9th home run of the night.
They hit another one.
They're getting tired, dude. They're wasting them.
Yeah.
But with Duran, the first couple months of this year, people got on him for that stuff and people got very turned off to him. Guess what? It all shut up when he started performing like he has. Really since, call it July or right around the All-Star break. And once he found the power surge, let's call it since the Section 10 interview. That's actually the perfect way to do it. But then once he started hitting, people don't give a fuck anymore. A lot of it depends on how you're going to perform on the field and what the results are.
I mean, either way, Coley, to that, I don't normally want the players telling the fans to shut the fuck up. I know there's a lot of dumb things. It doesn't bother me at all.
I've been consistent on this. I don't give a fuck what the players do, but I don't see a lot of consistency elsewhere.
No, I get it. I just think it's, in that situation, his trigger's very quick, man. And there was a game earlier that I was at Fenway where he was chirping someone in the crowd, and you never know what people are saying. So you give him the benefit of the doubt, because obviously he's got people saying some crazy stuff. But it was wild that strikeout, 1 second later they got Duran. Shut the fuck up, pussy. I'm like, what did this guy say? Like, I mean, he must have said a long sentence. He didn't have much time to say.
Nice swing was probably what it was.
Yeah, it was probably good going. Fuck you.
Which I get. Trust me, I would not react well to that at all.
No
doubt.
Like, how am I going to sit here? How am I going to sit here and criticize Jarren Duran for saying "shut the fuck up, pussy" when like I do that on Twitter? Like if I'm tweeting live tweeting a game, and then like the Red Sox like blow a lead and I just see something on Twitter, like I don't even know like what would be an example of something that would like trigger me, but like it happens and I can just be shut the fuck up, dude. Like it's
you'll tell Train that. I mean, come on. Like everyone can get that from you.
Right. That's right. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you don't see a lot, honestly, and I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here. You just don't see players yelling at fans that often. I feel like a lot of it's the training they get now, but fans say the dumbest shit. So I'm not surprised it happens, but
I think it's more you don't hear it crystal clear as much. Like you definitely see interactions.
Yeah, you'll see. I just like right after ABs, normally the guy's like looking up at the screen for like where the pitch was or something, like immediately being like, what fan can I fucking flip out on right now?
not only where's the fan, but where is the closest microphone? I need this broadcast.
I mean, you couldn't.
It is
hear
crazy.
it,
Like,
Only
I
you
fucking
can
suck.
words.
I hate myself.
There's only a couple words you can say that get you what Jaron got. So he's now using the ones that you can say. And no one really cares.
yeah.
This was
there's nothing
definitely
wrong with
like
that.
there was like a meeting to find out what's the new word for sure.
Yep.
And they said they settled on
They
this.
sat him down. Pussy, Jaron. Use that one.
I got no problem. I support it.
I gotta see a whole group of people sitting around the table. So we've landed on pussy. We think if you say shut the fuck up, then go pussy instead
Yeah.
of a different one. I think we think that's gonna work.
They asked him, "Can you stop after up? Like, just say shut the fuck up and stop there." And he was like,
said,
"No,
nope.
there needs to be more to it."
Yeah, there's got to be that word that's like the exclamation point. I can't
Yeah.
stop it.
I need the
Up is-
noun.
Yeah.
I gotta
He's like, "I've
describe
got
them.
my own suggestions, but I'm open to hearing what the room's gonna say."
It's just in a dark corner. It's Bregman. Give him pussy. Give him pussy. Let him have it.
I
This
see
sucked,
Yankee
huh?
fans are literally, because of this game, the 9 home run game, I already see Yankee fans right now. Fuck sole possession of the top wild card spot.
Oh,
I want
God.
the fucking division.
I mean,
Like,
it's we.
That is
that's
what we
what we
just
did.
did.
It's the
literally
same
just
shit,
a week
dude.
ago.
This is the Yankees fucking thing every year. It happens just like this. People start counting them dead, and then after the trade deadline or right around it, they kind of pull themselves back up. They dominate the first 2 months of the year. There's a big lull. People start trying to write them off, and then they get their footing back. Usually after Judge comes off the IL and Stanton decides to show up and start doing his thing. And then you're like, all right, no, they're a real threat, and you're going to have to deal with them down the stretch. And for the most part, they've been better than you, except 2021.
Yeah, it's resulted in nothing, though, so I don't really care. But
Yeah, no, I'm not telling you to throw a party, but like, I think expecting the Yankees to not be part of this was, I never got to that point.
No,
I
mean,
always thought they were going to be part of this.
And this is like a take that I have that I'm reluctant to like put publicly on the record because I don't want to be held to it. And there's no point in sharing it. But I think, let's just say, I think that the teams that are in the wild card spots now are kind of just fighting for positioning.
Mm-hmm. Fully
Like
agree.
I think that the cutoff for the wild card, I'm not saying that someone might not fall out or whatever, but I don't think that there's a team not in a playoff spot right now that's better than any of the teams that are.
And it needs to be said that this never really happens. Like, I feel the same exact way. I've been following the standings we all have, like, religiously every day. I'm like, you know what? I don't think any of those teams are going to get past that line. I really don't. I think they're going to stay out of the club. I don't think any of them are going to sneak in. They shouldn't. No, but I just don't.
I'm not sleeping on the Guardians, by the way. I know that, they sold at the deadline. I'm not sleeping on the Guardians. I will leave the door open for them to kind of go on like a miracle run like they've just randomly done in the past. But I think where I stand right now is that as far as the American League is concerned, the teams that are in a playoff spot right now are the teams that belong in the playoffs. And it's just a matter of fighting to the death to see who wins their division and who has what spot in the wild card. That's just how I feel about it.
I think if
the
you're
12
talking
teams,
miracle teams,
I think all of the teams, honestly. I think all 12 teams in playoff position right now are going to be the playoff teams. I don't think the Reds are getting in. And I mean, nobody else in the National, the Cardinals are going to go on a run. Like, that's not
The
happening,
Reds are
so.
a game back, man.
No, I know. I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think it's going to be one of those like, oh, they're maybe in it at the end. And it's like, oh, good effort. Good job. I think
The Reds are tied with the Mets in the win column. They're a game back of the Mets. They have
Mets
a
are gonna
better
make the
run
playoffs.
differential. They have a better run differential than the Mets. I am not going to sit here and tell you that the Reds can't get in over the Mets.
They're not.
No,
the
the
Reds aren't
Mets-
making the playoffs. SPG.
The Mets need.
What?
Mm-hmm. They're not making it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Francona slander. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that
nothing
is
against Tito.
kind
Nothing
of
against Tito.
crazy. I mean,
I think the Mets
can't
got one of their
call it
worst slumps out of the way in the last couple weeks.
That's
Maybe, but
not an open and shut case for me.
the Mets
I
don't have a song this year. They haven't had
They do need a
anything
thing.
gay happen to them. Like that McDonald's nowhere near that
Yeah,
club
Grimace
right now.
is
They need
miles from Queens.
The
They need
fact
a
that the
gimmick
Red
for
Sox
certain.
couldn't win a fucking game over the last 3 days as the Mariners have dropped 4 straight is crazy.
That is brutal.
so We're only 9 games over 500 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
below
remove
the AP line.
the 10-game win streak, and they're below 500. Obviously, they won those 10 games, so that's not how it works. But that 10-game win streak is the only reason you're above 500 right now.
But that 10-game win streak is when we were like thinking playoffs. Because before the 10-game winning streak, we were like, is this going to be another 500 year?
No doubt, but that's what my point is. I don't know that I'm worried about what was the Royals, the Guardians. Like the Guardians find a way every year, no matter what. The team we just lost to is playing good ball, and if they railed off a 10-game win streak, that would shock me zero. Like they've underperformed based off season expectations.
Big time.
And them starting
I had
to
them
perform.
winning
They could
the
get to
division this
500.
year.
They're 8
Now
games
with,
under. They could get to 500.
That's what I'm saying. Now with Basayo up, like no one else added a guy like that. No one. And we saw how good he fucking looked pretty immediate. Even his shitty at bat resulted in the game-winning run.
Yeah, good bunt.
So that's a team that's been injected. They have like a borderline Cy Young candidate. We just watched him shove yesterday. I know he's not going to qualify, but he's going to make ballots based off what he's done for, what is it, since like the mid-May? This isn't a short
This is like
stretch
3
for
months.
him.
Yeah, this is not a short
this
stretch
is
at all.
dominant pitching from him. Yeah, I don't know that I'm counting the Orioles out, to be quite frank with you.
I draw the line there.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I mean, Coley's logic makes sense there, though. So you got to
If
get
they climb 8.5
I'll give you that
games
they're a
on
good
you,
team, but I've
it's
been
2011.
I think it's just more, they got kind of all their shit losses out of the way. Like if they just got if they went on like a 07 Rockies run in September, that wouldn't necessarily shock me.
Well, the Red Sox have 4 games remaining with them.
Yeah, they go to Camden after Yankee Stadium.
And I'm sure that, I'm sure the Orioles have more games against the Yankees too.
Dude,
Probably
the
Blue Jays.
next 8, not fun.
The
Yankee
Orioles
Stadium,
still
4
have
Camden
7
Yards.
games with the Yankees.
Yeah, they can make the postseason. That's not crazy.
That's fucking bananas. No,
Kind of
the
per usual,
Orioles,
the O's are going to play a big role in the AL East playoff teams.
the Orioles still have 3 against the Jays, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Padres, 4 against the Astros, 7 against the Yankees, and 4 against the Red Sox. So as far as like the road ahead,
2 of those teams stink.
It's an 0.3% chance of making the playoffs for the Orioles right now.
I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm saying like I won't count. They're not in the grave yet where I'm sitting.
To Coley's point, of all the 5th place teams, all the last place teams, the
They're the
Orioles are
best
not a
5th
last
team in
place team.
baseball.
They're not a last
Correct.
place team. They don't play ball
No.
like a last place team.
They'd have to essentially do what the Tigers did a year ago. Like that's the kind of run they would need to go on. It's not impossible, right?
They have the
It's
5th
just very
hardest
unlikely.
schedule remaining.
We've got an easy schedule. I keep hearing on this fucking program. We got our teeth kicked in.
I know.
They got a
Well,
middle of the
keep
road
saying that.
schedule. Middle of the road schedule.
Yeah, I don't like. That's a team that's pissed. They got Frank the Tank coming in doing the bird bath. Like that's a team that's got the vibes going in the right direction. Their hour was up.
We still got 3 against the Guards.
I know.
Take care of that.
I'm not sleeping on the Royals, man. I feel like they got pitching. I feel like they could get it right. You got Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha. If Cole Reagans makes it back,
I feel
Who
like you're
knows?
trying to scare yourself for no reason.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
but
not worried about them.
they've won 5 in a row. They're hot as hell.
I can't sit here and let you hype up a 0-run differential team. Can't let you do that.
Okay, but we're gonna sit here and hype up the Guardians.
Right.
What is the
think
Guardians
negative?
run differential? -43.
Okay, but the Guardians, like Coley said, they just find a fucking way. Like this is a team that if they just won 17 out of 21, I'd be like, yep, that's what they fucking do.
They could be. Didn't they have that? Don't they have the AL win streak? Didn't they set that like
20 something?
16, 17?
That was 17, I want to say, or
17,
18. Was
yeah.
it 18?
No,
Might have been
no.
16.
No,
I think it was
we were in
16.
New York for that.
Wasn't the World Series year?
It was
it
either
wasn't the World
17 or
Series
18.
year. I
Because
think
I
it was
remember
17.
we had when they won 20. I was in the New York office and we
Right.
had
17.
Mike Clevenger was the winning pitcher. He came off the mound and onto the podcast, and then we also had, I think it was Mulder came on. So we had one from the A's 20 and then the Cleveland 20.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure that got tweeted from the main account.
No.
Yeah, I won't count out the Orioles.
Okay. It sounds like all you guys could use some better help. Yeah. Thank God this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. And these days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? With the internet and information overload about mental health and wellness, it can be a struggle to know what's true and what actions to take these days. Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can get you personalized recommendations and help you break through the noise. My therapist actually canceled on me today, but it's okay.
Tough day.
We rescheduled. Huh?
Tough day to cancel with what's going on with the Sox right now.
I agree, but like you'll find this in online therapy. Sometimes like your therapist is like, I've got an emergency with another client, and it's I'm good. I can wait a day. Like you do your thing. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. With an app store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews, it's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/rocket. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rocket. Side note, tonight, Wednesday night, St. Peter's Field in Cambridge, weather permitting, it's the old-time baseball game. We didn't have Steve Buckley on the podcast as we usually do every single year, and it's because we didn't record until like 11:30, and I think his bedtime is like 7:45. We recorded late on Sunday, and Brock Holt is going to be pitching. I will be getting one at-bat in the first inning against Brock Holt. I hope it's supposed to rain tomorrow, which would suck because Brock's flying home Thursday morning. So if it does get postponed, then I'm going to have to face another college kid that probably throws fucking 91 miles an hour. Have to get a hit off him. And I don't want to do that to the kid. And I'm hoping I just get to face Brock and lay down a bunt or something. But yeah, if you're looking for something to do tonight, and pay attention to the social media. I'll be updating people on if game on or not. I think it shouldn't be raining during the game. I think it's kind of just like during the day, and then hopefully the field conditions, we can do something there. But that'll be fun. Gonna get to face Brock Holt. I'm sure he'll hang out, take pictures, sign stuff. It's always a fun night for a great cause. Shout out to Steve Buckley for putting it together every single year, and excited to hopefully increase my batting average at the old-time baseball game. Steven?
What time is the game?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. 60 degrees, 56% chance of rain.
Fuck.
9 mile an hour winds.
At 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it'd be cool to just have it be pissing and just hit a fucking bomb into the trees off
and the
of
water
Brock
coming
and,
off of it in the back.
Yeah, like,
get a slow-mo video, yeah, and everyone goes, wow.
I think Mikey's gonna be there to record.
Nice.
What is it looking like for the rest of the night? What's it looking like? Give us a weather. No,
it's not awesome. It's not awesome. Let me just show you visually what the hours look like.
A lot of
rain emojis. Yeah.
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 So what about Thursday?
Thursday, please hold. Thursday's looking great.
Okay.
It's partly
that'll
cloudy,
be just my luck. Is this will get rained out?
Degrees.
It was planned
2% chance of rain.
on Wednesday for an off day for a reason, and now if it gets postponed, it's going to be on Thursday. So the Red Sox are going to be playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and I'm going to have to hit a home run off of Brock Holt, who hit for the cycle at Yankee Stadium in the playoffs. That's gonna I'm still gonna go, but it might, instead of like staying for all 9 like I would on Wednesday, I think I would have to like take my AB and get the hell up on out of there. So because I can't leave the fellas hanging for a Thursday stream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. Makes sense.
Anyways, no catch up.
No.
Not even close.
No. Do we want to just look ahead? Because I feel like the
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about this Yankee series, huh?
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming!
Stop and shop. Look ahead. Stop and shop.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
What's better than having to stop and shop, getting it done for all of you?
The Stop and Shop Look Ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now, and you can get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. It is a 4-game series against the Bronx Bombers, who hit 9 home runs tonight. 9. Are any of these games on Nesson? It looks like Fox.
Yeah. Saturday
Prime,
or Friday, Saturday. Right?
Friday it says Prime.
Nesson too.
And
Yeah,
Nesson?
it's a
Okay.
little combo deal.
Fox, Prime, MLB Network, ESPN.
That's for the national audience.
So Saturday.
That's the
Saturday,
Sunday night
Nesson?
game that got flipped.
It got
Totally
flipped.
flipped.
It was a 1 o'clock, right? Originally, or 1:35.
Yeah, that got flipped.
Saturday's at 105.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. A Saturday 105 game?
It's the only day game. I hate it.
Oh.
Would love to flip Saturday and Sunday.
And it's Sunday Night Baseball.
Mm-hmm. Our next show is like 5 days from now at like midnight.
And they didn't even give us passing.
No.
They usually give us passing.
Ask another thing. Could have been literally anything.
He's got no questions. They've all been answered.
And Luis Heel is back from the injured list.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. I don't care. It's a 4-game series against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Friday is a Views Day. Yeah, duh. Oh, is it on Nesson? I don't know, dude. You're on Nesson, you fucking idiot. That's crazy, dude.
Me and Jerry on Prime. Catch us.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of those. You were like, he was about to tag up. How many outs were there? 2? Like, no, there was one.
Dude, honestly, it's been
after that loss, you can have stupids. You can have
week.
dum-dums.
It's been a week. Pavlon called you a pussy for not wanting to come to the Views on Friday.
Damn, that hurts coming from a member of the 2007 Red Sox. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how to proceed.
We talked about it on the Jimmy Fund Telethon, which, by the way, the most money ever donated for a Jimmy Fund Telethon. Big deal. That's huge. Almost like $6 million, right? Or was that $6 million? It was around $6 million.
5.7, yeah.
Yeah, I had Papelbon on as one of the guests on the Nesson Jimmy Fund Telethon on Monday. And he was asking because Alana Rizzo is going to the Morgan Wallen concert, who is going to be filling in. And Lenny DiNardo will be in studio playing the role of Alana Rizzo, directing traffic. Papelbon will be remote, and Coley will be in studio. Steve said he hates Lenny. Did you say something about you hate Lenny? Why did you say that?
Lenny's been such a prick to me
my God,
over the
that's
years,
crazy,
so I
man.
couldn't have anything to do with him.
Yeah. It's gonna get a little freaky in there. Yeah, because he He's thinking of some ideas. And T, are you even considering, or are you just you're still working on that side project or something?
Yeah, dropping soon. Keep your eyes out. It'll be first out on the Twitter.
Dropping soon, yeah.
No. Friday's a very long day. I have regular work right when I get in, starting at 8:30, and I'm there till 7 p.m. So it is definitely a long day. I haven't ruled myself 100% out. I just don't know what it's going to look like by the time I get to the end of the day.
Yeah. Anyways, completely unrelated. On Friday, I have to wake up at 4:30 to get to an appointment at 5:30 in the morning. But I'll be on Nesson, on Friday night in studio with Coley and Lenny DiNardo for unobstructed views. Only on Nesson.
Plus.
Nesson Plus and Nesson 360. I'll be very sleepy for that. A lot of Red Bull, I'm assuming, and a lot of coffees. Again, getting up at 4:30 on Friday.
I also have a
hour
and 45 to a 2 hour ride home.
This is separate.
I'm also not getting paid.
This is a separate thought. This is completely separate. This guy's money hungry these days. It's crazy.
Not at all. But the 2 hour ride back and forth.
That's fine. It's fine.
No one else is taking a long drive that day.
Yeah.
Working the entire day.
Lucas Giolito versus Luis Heel. Brian Bayo versus Max Fried. Garrett Crochet. We have a crochet day on Saturday versus Will Warren. And then Dustin May on Sunday Night Baseball against Carlos Rodon. Lucas Giolito, game 1, 8-2, a 3.63 ERA, a 1.25 whip, and a 7.3 strikeouts per 9. After the 2 poor starts right after the All-Star game, Giolito is back in his form. Last 4 starts, 2.52 ERA. This includes the poor outing against the Padres, in which he had an uncharacteristically bad location. That was a 6-walk night. He only allowed 1 earned run in each of the other 3 starts in this stretch. Control is key to Giolito's success. When he walks 1 batter or fewer, the Red Sox are 8-1. They are 5-5 when it's 2+. Giolito's slider has been his biggest weapon in August. It's a 111 batting average. His changeup has been the opposite, 286, 714 slug. August has been quite good for Giolito so far. The Red Sox are 13-6 when he starts and 4-1 in his last 5. Luis Heel, 5.14 ERA, 164 whip, and a 9 strikeouts per 9. He's made just 3 starts this year. He's allowed 8 earned runs, 8 walks across 14 innings. He's also struck out 14. So far, his fastball, it's getting eaten for breakfast. 346 batting average, 500 slug. In 2024, it was a 205 batting average and a 395 slug. He has lucked his way into a successful 2024. It was a 4.14 FIP. The Yankees are somehow 2-1 in his starts this year. Brian Bayo, 9-6, 3.23 ERA, a 1.26 whip, and a 6.8 strikeouts per 9. He has a better ERA than Max Fried right now. Did you realize that? The Bayo boys are up. The Bayo boys are
right
up.
There. I didn't know that. That's a good one.
Yep. Better ERA than Max Fried right now. This is the guy that said, you know what? Tarek Skubal, best pitcher on planet Earth. Do you want to start the All-Star game? You're going to let me have this one. Woo! Bounced back extremely well after his rough start against the Padres. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned, 2 bombs. Didn't walk anyone, only 2 strikeouts. Bayo has now also gotten at least 1 out in the 6th inning in every start he's made since June 1st. That's 13 games. It's a 2.97 ERA over that stretch. His sinker is having an insane steady improvement this season. His average and slug have dropped every single month. His changeup has also quietly been his best pitch over the last 2 months. In July, it was a 111 batting average. In August, it was a 167 batting average. He shoved against the Yankees earlier this year. 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. The Red Sox are 12-10 when he starts this year and have won 3 of 4. Max Fried, 13-5, 3.26 ERA, 112 whip, and an 8.5 strikeouts per 9. Since the start of July, It's a 6.80 ERA, a 4.61 FIP across 8 starts. His August has been even worse. 3 starts, a 9 ERA, 4.98 FIP. His starts, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned, 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned. Those are his last 3. His August stats for his best 3 pitches. The cutter, 389, 722 slug. The curve, 333 average, 667 slug. The sinker, 500 average, 800 slug. He's not fooling anybody with anything. He lost to the Red Sox in a solid outing earlier this year. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned, 1 home run, 2 walks, 9 Ks. He did get the L. The Yankees are 16-9 when he starts and are 3-5 since July 1st. Garrett Crochet, 13-5, 2.43 ERA, a 107 whip, and an 11.1 strikeouts per 9. Crochet followed up the poor showing against Houston with one of his best outings of the season. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 home run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. The Red Sox did not back him up offensively in this one. It was the Red Sox 5th loss this season when Crochet has allowed 1 earned run or less. That's fucking crazy. Eesh. 5 losses when he allows 1 earned run or less. Crochet has faced the Yankees twice this season. Mixed results, but 2 wins. It's 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned, 1 walk, 1 homer, 9 Ks. And then, of course, the Aaron Judge game, 8 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 home run. That was the Judge one to tie it in the 9th, 7 Ks. Crochet has 8+ strikeouts in 15 of 25 of his starts this year and has hit that number in 4 of his last 6 starts. Sweeper is always good. It's been unhittable in August, 133 batting average, 200 slug. Crochet has been unbelievably consistent this year. Out of 25 starts, he has completed 5 innings 24 times. 6 innings, 18 times, 7 innings, 11 times, and pitched into the 9th 3 times. The Red Sox are 16-9 when he starts, but have lost 2 straight for the first time since May 21st and 26th. He's going up against Will Warren, who is 7-5 with a 4.25 ERA, 137 whip, 10.1 strikeouts per 9. He's in the midst of a very strong stretch for the Yankees. He has a 1.93 ERA across 28 innings for his last 5 starts. He hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of these starts. His arsenal can be very hit and miss because he has 10 starts with 10 plus whiffs, including 1 game with 16, but he also has 7 starts with 5 or fewer whiffs, which includes 2 starts with only 1 of which was his last time out. His success in August can be attributed to his 4-seam fastball. Hitters are just 2 for 24 against it. The Red Sox got to him pretty good earlier in the year. 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned, 1 homer, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The Yankees are 15-11 when he starts. And then in the finale, Sunday Night Baseball, Dustin May, 7-9, 4.59 ERA, 136 whip, 8.6 strikeouts per 9. He's been solid for the Red Sox. 2.89 ERA across 3 starts. It's 15 2/3 innings, 19 hits, 5 earned, 1 home run, 4 walks, 17 Ks. Let's look at his last 2 starts. 12 innings, 13 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, 3 walks, 13 Ks. It's a 1.50 ERA. The Red Sox have essentially doubled his cutter usage compared to what the Dodgers were doing. He's now throwing it 21% of the time, and hitters, it's a 0.91 batting average, 28% whiff rate. The Red Sox are 1-2 when he starts. He's going up against Carlos Rodon, 12-7, a 3.25 ERA, a 106 whip, 10.1 strikeouts per 9. After 2 seasons of a 4.74 ERA pitching for the Yankees, costing them $54 million. Rodon is finally having a good year in the Bronx. He is leading all of baseball with his 6 hits per 9 innings. He is walking 3.6 per 9, so he is still allowing base runners despite his successful season. He has struggled a little bit as of late. It's a 4 ERA. It's a 4.90 FIP across the past 5 starts. He has 2 shit starts against the Red Sox earlier this year. 5 innings, 3 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks, and a loss. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a loss. His slider has been the story of his season. 30% usage, 130 batting average, 228 slug, 41% whiff rate. For the whole season, he's been 71% 4-seam slider. So far in August, that is up to 78%. The Yankees are 13-11 when he starts this year, despite averaging 5.26 runs of support for him. Again, that is Lucas Giolito versus Luis Gil, 7:15 on Fox. Brian Bayo versus Max Fried, only on Nesson 360 and Nesson Plus. Me, the McMahon, and Lenny DiNardo and Jonathan Papelbon. That's Friday night. Garrett Crochet versus Will Warren. That is a 105 start on Saturday. And then Sunday Night Baseball is Dustin May versus Carlos Rodon.
When I look ahead and you wind up dead, if you don't listen to what Steve says, even then you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor's shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears. Chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your mouth.
You chew them with your damn mouth. The Red Sox make their final trip to Yankee Stadium this year, barring a postseason series there, as they get ready for a crucial 4-game set. Game 1, Thursday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. First pitch, cloudy, 70 degrees, 1% chance of rain, 14-mile-an-hour winds in the Bronx. Game 2 is Friday, 7:05 p.m. Eastern. First pitch, it's going to be sunny. It's almost your favorite, Jerry, but not quite. It's 77 degrees, 0.1% chance of rain, 4-mile-an-hour winds. Very comfortable night for Game 2 on Friday. Probably the best weather of the series. Game 3, Saturday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern. First pitch. I hate it. Sunny, 81 degrees, 0.1% chance of rain, 8-mile-an-hour winds. So going to be a sunny one there on Crochet Day. And the finale, Sunday Night Baseball, 7:10 p.m. Eastern. First pitch, mostly cloudy, 75 degrees. They're doing you dirty here. 24% chance of rain. Not in love with that. 11-mile-an-hour winds. Potential for some isolated thunderstorms later in the game. I don't love that, especially because it's a recording night. But overall, mostly warm weekend in the stinky Bronx. That is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. You chew them with your mouth.
You absolutely chew them with your mouth, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely chew them with your mouth. Prediction time, T-Dog.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the split. I think they dropped the first one with Giolito. Second game against Max Fried. I know the Red Sox just got tossed around by Rogers, but I still think against lefties, they have a lineup that could go out there and do damage. Give me Garrett Crochet in that third start. If anyone's going to come alive in the Bronx, it's going to be him. You are 5-1 against the Yankees this year as well, so I do think there's a little bit of you having their number. Dustin May, I thought one of the more interesting things in his last start was he brought back the changeup. First time we've seen that since 2023. And now it's a 2.87 ERA, a 2.93 FIP in those 3 starts. The K per 9's up 1.3. Walk per 9's down 1.5. Home run per 9 is down 0.7. And he's still rocking a 383 BABIP, so he's been pretty unlucky over that stretch as well. I'll go with the split here. I think both sides are going to lay some serious punches on each other, but I think they take the 2 middle games.
Before anyone else does it, I'm going to jump in and go 3 out of 4. But
Okay.
what sucks is I think they're going to win the first 3 and lose the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Rodon's been good this year. I feel like if you beat him twice, he's bound to get one. But I like Giolito over Gil. I like Bayo over Fried, especially the way he's been going. I like Crochet against Warren. And not that May's been bad, but I just feel like Rodon, can you really beat him 3 times in the same year, in the year where he's having a really good year? I don't know. And it's Sunday Night Baseball. Wonky shit happens on Sunday Night Baseball sometimes, especially between these two teams, especially at Yankee Stadium. So I'm going to go win, loss. Coley?
Yeah, I got a classic. Yankees take 2 out of 3. Sunday gets postponed.
You had me in the first half.
Steven?
Yeah, the Yankees have the best team OPS in baseball, but that's because they just hit a bunch of homers. Try to limit the home runs, limit the dinky ones to right field if you can. They're 23rd in team ERA since the All-Star break. Could be a lot of runs this weekend. in the Bronx. I really like that we go Giolito, Bayo, Crochet to start off this series. I know you just alluded to it, Jerry. Those are probably your 3 most likely W's if you were to pick 3 out of 4 here. I'm calling those guys the postseason boys. The last 2 months, 2.89 combined ERA for the postseason boys. Those are the guys that you would have at the top of that rotation. Obviously not Giolito leading off, but at least some version of those 3 dudes. Giolito, by the way, continues to inch closer to hitting that $19 million mutual option for next year. 33 1/3 innings away with 7 starts to go. He's got to average 4 2/3 innings per start, which I would assume he does if he stays healthy. Red Sox were 5-1 against the Yankees this season, which is definitely good. If they split this series, they will clinch the season series, which obviously could have major playoff implications down the line. Like you, Jared, I do not like that Dustin May is going on Sunday Night Baseball. Nothing against him. I think he's going to be a little extra fired up. That could be good. That could be a good thing. I think it might be a bad thing, but that could always be good. I'm going to go with a Benny's Banana split. I just don't really know how I feel about this team right now. I'm a little undecided about my current thoughts on the Boston Red Sox. They kind of need to show us how we should feel for the last 30 games here. I think they blow a game that they should have won in this series and leave the Bronx splitting 4 games with the Yankees.
I think Jake's probably got a sweep wherever he is.
He might go reverse.
True.
Nah, I don't think he would go reverse against the Yankees. Yeah, if I know Jake, he would be here right now being like, feels like a perfect time for a classic 4-game sweep in the Bronx. Yeah, I don't think he's hitting him with the reverse for this one. It's not in his DNA.
Maybe. I mean, he was out there selling this team as the can't lose at home Sox, and they just dropped 3 straight. I'm sure he's more upset than anyone. He's
literally ill over this team.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I know that he's somewhere dreaming of a 4-game sweep in the Bronx.
Can confirm in the last 3 games, the Red Sox have the worst home record in baseball. Just did the math.
Want to congratulate Tyler Milliken on making it through an episode without getting suspended.
Oh, wow. Well, it's not
That's what we do.
Yep,
that's
big.
That's not what you do.
That's not what we do.
New era.
That's not what we do.
We're clapping because you don't do it.
That's what we do.
I saw someone have a really cool idea about like if we all switched roles.
That was funny.
Like, yeah, like if I did the weather, but T had control over the suspensions and like Steve did the Stop and Shop look ahead, something like that. Coley, I don't know. What would yours be?
Coley did the intro, something like that.
Coley did the intro. Yeah.
I don't think people would like that.
I'd get suspension.
A lot of people would hate it. That one person would like it, but there's a lot of people that would hate that.
Well, no, I think everything else people would like. I don't think me doing the intro is a good fit.
T doing the intro.
Yeah, that's a better fit.
Oh, please. After my last intro, I never want to do it again.
I gotta say, I did listen through the show, and you just miss the inflection points. You miss the holding on to certain letters, and you rush through
poor.
it. I think you go too fast.
It's definitely part of it, but I think intros in general, I'm not good at it. It can be that. It can be a radio show. Whatever it is, I'm going to find a way to fuck it up.
Jared Carabas.
That's how it sounds.
Jerry was leading into it, and then he went, whatever section of the building? I was like, you got to let those drag out, T.
Got to step it up.
Jared Carabas.
You're the goat, T. You're the best.
That's what they say.
Steve, how the fuck do you feel about ethos?
It's my favorite thing ever. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. I mean, you know that. And a lot of us know, Jerry, that we need life insurance to protect our family's financial future if anything were to happen to us. And one of the biggest excuses for putting it off might be that you think it's too expensive. Well, you're stupid because it's not. With Ethos, you can get affordable life insurance easily online. You love Ethos, right, Jerry? You and Breggy
I'm
love
obsessed
Ethos.
with Ethos. Yes, we both love Ethos. Yes.
You guys talk about how much you love it?
Yeah, that's pretty much all we talk about. Like we try not to talk about baseball. We usually just talk about Ethos.
Makes sense. The traditional life insurance process is complicated, but Ethos has made it fast and easy. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies as low as $2 a day billed monthly. I love that. Lock in your rate today, since premiums can go up as you age. Ethos makes it fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. No medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions 100% online, folks. Get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. That's a beautiful thing. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/section10. That is ethos.com/section10.
Okay. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow morning, probably. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and then I'm probably gonna look at some of the Twitter mentions, people just being super, super negative. I'm sure every place that you can post your thoughts about this team is gonna be super negative tomorrow. People just losing their minds on the off day because you don't have a game to kind of shake it off and turn the page.
Tough time for
tomorrow's gonna suck, no doubt. Today, Wednesday. Wednesday's gonna suck. But you know what? I'm going to get up out of bed. I'm going to put on my baseball uniform. I'm going to hit a home run off of Brock Holt. And I'm going to go to bed, wake up on Thursday, and be excited for this 4-game series against the Yankees. I'm moving on. I'm moving forward. I'm not taking that Orioles series into Thursday. I'm not doing it. I'll wear it for a little bit on Wednesday. And when I wake up on Thursday, it's go time. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm energized, and I'm enthusiastic and optimistic about this 4-game series against the Yankees. I don't know if you guys are joining me on that, but that's going to be my mindset going into Thursday. Steven?
I'm going to piggyback off of what Jared just said and try to get the vibes back to a good spot. Tweet at all of us. #fun thing. Show us the fun thing you did in the off day. Whatever it is, let us know what it is. Pick something fun. Send us a picture doing it, preferably in a Section 10 shirt. That would be great. We'll put you in the slider there on IG.
TikTok.
But yeah.
Chicks.
TikTok chicks. Do whatever you want to do on the off day. But yeah, just send a tweet to us, #fun thing. And that'll get the vibes up. But that's basically my final thought. The only other thing real quick is that we are down to 3 parks left in the merch map. Busch Stadium, Chase Field, Dodger Stadium. Kind of surprised those are the 3. I thought we would have checked those off by now, but those are the last 3.
Yeah. Section10merch.com. We're cooking up that next drop. The plan is, and trust me, we will fuck this up. I promise you, we will fuck this up. The plan is to have a merch drop on the 10th of every month. Limited drops, like 4 to 5 items per month. We're cooking up that September drop. And the October one, maybe we break the rules. I don't know. Like if we're talking about a playoff team, maybe we break the rules in terms of what the items are for the October drop. But yeah, the plan is a drop every month, 4 to 5 items. Keep it light, not overwhelm anybody. But yeah, that store, we're trying to fill it up with all the stuff that you guys have been asking us for over the years. We hear you. Women's items. People are asking for kids. People are asking for we're not selling kids. We're selling kids' clothes. People are asking for hats, which will be in this September drop. We will have hats in the September drop. Keep requesting shit. We will try to, as long as it makes sense and we think it's what people want, like we will be able to, take your ideas and bring them to life on section10merch.com. Also, we are getting very close with about a month to go. We're already approaching the ticket sales for Section 10 night last year. So, yeah, we've got a month to basically pass the ticket sales from last year. And I will also say this: spent a lot of time on the phone with Mikey today, just scheming about the playoffs. What we can do in terms of events for the playoffs, as long as the Red Sox are in it, how we can stay connected to you guys in the off-season events, and then what the plan is as far as events go for next year, having a more consistent schedule. I feel like as of right now, this is the most that we as a show and a brand have ever had our shit together. So very exciting times, at least from a Section 10 perspective, maybe not from a Red Sox perspective at the moment, but a nice little 3 out of 4 this weekend. That changes a lot. It's one series can change the vibes just like
For
that.
sure.
As this series showed. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, if you want to go to Section 10 night, get a free Section 10 jersey. It's the black stitched logo across. You have to buy the ticket through redsox.com/Section 10. If you're already going, fantastic. We'd love to hang out with you. But if you want the jersey, you have to buy the ticket, redsox.com/Section 10, section10merch.com. That September drop, there will be hats and there will be, let's say, we're going more towards like team related items rather than Section 10 branded items for this one. You never know what you're going to get, but little tickle the balls there, little tease for the September drop. T, final thoughts?
Yeah, Kyle Harrison made his 4th start in August. Today, it was not as good as the first 3s. Ian Cundall called it inconsistent, but it was 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Basically said the stuff wasn't very crisp, struggled to command the fastball and put hitters away. 4 out of 7 hits were with 2 strikes, so that speaks to it. Cutter is his best secondary, which is good, but it's also concerning considering he just started throwing that pitch over the last 2 months. So definitely not probably what you were hoping for. And then Justin Slayton made his first rehab appearance tonight. Dominated, 3 strikeouts, got up to 97. Looked the part, 15 pitches, 11 strikes. So Slayton shouldn't be too far off. Kyle Harrison, more of the same, where secondaries really aren't where they need to be, and nothing has really clicked altogether for a start yet.
You think we'll see him this year?
Yeah, I think for maybe a start or 2, but I think right now the results would be very 5 and dive, very hard to watch, go through an order more than one time. And we saw tonight they didn't want Walker Buehler going through more than twice. If you're throwing just a fastball and your secondaries are consistently lacking, I have a hard time imagining you're going to go through multiple lineups and have success.
If they are kind of like fighting for their playoff lives, do you still think we'll see them?
Yeah, I think bearing injuries now, Cooper Criswell has been moved to the bullpen, so Richard Fitz is now still operating in a starter capacity. In my perfect world, I'd rather Criswell because I think Fitz could really play up in a bullpen role. But I do feel like we're going to see him for a start or 2 in some spot. And it might not even be more of his doing, but Walker Buehler just not being able to get the job done because they are still lined up and pitching on the same day. So if Buehler really shits the bed, and you saw how short the leash was tonight, Harrison probably is going to be who they go to because they've already seen Fitz a couple times this year.
McMahon?
I got nothing.
Okay. Steven, you already went, right?
I already went, yeah.
Okay. All right. This is going to be like a long 10 drought, huh?
Yeah, Sunday. Geez, Monday morning is the next time we're dropping.
Yeah. Monday morning is the next time we're dropping.
2-gamer into a 4-gamer with an off
Yeah.
in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dumb.
Yep. But I think the plan will be to do a little live stream Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll definitely hang in for the game. I don't know that I can do like all the other like games after that. I gotta again be up at 4:30 on Friday morning, and then Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because Saturday's crochet.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the boys.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll be making content in between now and the next pod drop,
Dude,
and then obviously
you're hitting a home run off of Brock Holt tonight. Like you're talking
That's
about
true.
making content. Like that's going to be the biggest thing coming up here.
That's gonna be big. Yep. St. Peter's Field, Cambridge, 7 p.m. Me versus Brock in the first inning, so get there early. And Nesson, the Views, Friday. Me, McMahon, Lenny, Pat, be there. Very excited for it. All right, this is a big series. It's a big series. Buckle up. Be there or I guess don't, as they say. Ba-doop, doop, doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.